Today we're gonna learn to spot some red flags in diet and nutrition advice. Let's go to the first video.
Isn't it interesting that certain foods directly benefit the body parts they resemble? This is known as the doctrine of signatures. Isn't it interesting that certain foods directly benefit the body parts they resemble? This is known as the doctrine of signatures.
Do you spot the red flag? The doctrine of signatures is an ancient idea. See, that's a red flag because ancient ideas, people back then saw things, saw patterns, and thought this must be how things might be. And they made claims, and this is, I'm sure, one such claim. It's not based on evidence, and evidence is what tells you how things work in the real world. And look at the actual claim. If you don't go with any of that, look at the actual claim. Look at how vague it is. Things benefit the body parts that they look like. Like, how vague is that? I mean, mushrooms look like the ear, what else? The brain. And how do tomatoes look like the heart? Sweet potatoes like the pancreas, grapes like the lungs. It's all kind of vague because many things benefit the heart. I'm sure ginger benefits many body parts. We still don't want to go with that. You can always Google the benefits. Let's see. Mushrooms, do they benefit ears? I don't see the word ear anywhere here, but hey, healthier gut, immune system, brain health. See, it benefits everything but the ear. But hey, I'm not saying it doesn't benefit ears. I'm sure maybe some vitamin or mineral that you get may benefit the ear. Ginger's gut does say something about the gut. What is this? Grapes, do they benefit the lungs? It aids heart health. It reduces cholesterol. See, it's very vague claims. And again, promotes gut health. I don't see sweet potato benefiting pancreas, but see, those are the red flags that help you tell whether to take the information at face value or with a pinch of salt. Let's go to the next one.
Well, this plant can save you a trip to the pharmacy. The Udpatri or Indian borage is a must-have for a home garden, and it's commonly called Ajwain plant. It's beautiful, easy.
See, I see red flags right away. Herb-ish. Anyway, herbs are notorious for having phytotoxins that cause liver damage. Herbs are not all healthy and stuff. And this person, I'm sure she's a wonderful person, but when you go to her profile, you see some red flags. Wellness is a red flag. It's a commonly used term in alternative medicines. And Ayurveda, family in Ayurveda since 1800s. She does have an MSc in nutrition, but if you go to her LinkedIn, you can see she's a naturopathic physician, alternative medicine again. Those are red flags. Now, I'm not saying that what she says is wrong, but alternative medicines are known to make claims without evidence backing them up. I've talked about alternative medicines in detail in my main channel. You can go check out the video on Ayush and medicines, alternative medicines which come under Ayush. Let's look at another claim. Again, I'm not criticizing a person here, I'm criticizing the idea. I'm sure he's a wonderful person, but let's see what he says.
Hot to touch, but cold. Ushna jaloshna sparsha shita virya. It is hot to touch, but cold. You know, when you drink hot water, yes, it removes the excess of phlegm, the kapha. It actually scrapes. That is one property of Ushna Jala. It scrapes. But there is one other example which Acharya has given where he says that if there is a fire, you pour hot water, that will also extinguish the fire. Okay, so the property of water is always cold and it remains cold. So here, when he says about fire, don't limit your understanding to the fire which is outside. Also understand that the fire inside your belly also will get extinguished by drinking hot water.
You can see red flags right here. Ayurveda's right there in his name, profile name. And the idea he's talking about is an ancient idea where elements like fire were what made things. And so he's saying something about digestive fire. We moved past that idea. We know exactly what's in the stomach, what helps in digestion, and it's not fire, no matter how metaphorical your idea might be. And water's hotness or coldness is not what helps it extinguish fires. Wet things just don't burn. That's why. And hotness refers to its temperature as the property. It's not related to the elements in Ayurveda, not those things. But yeah, I hope that helped in some way.
Watermelon is one fruit that you should be avoiding having along with your main meals for now. Let's see a practical common sense example. Take a bowl of dal and cut some pieces of watermelon and add it in there. The dal, which otherwise would stay good for about 8-10 hours outside, would now start spoiling within 3 to 4 hours. You'll see it bubbly, frothing, fermenting, and smelling. And that's what happens inside our gut too. Remember that foods like pulses and grains take a longer time to digest, and that means that it has to travel in our gut for about 12 to 18 hours. If we eat it along with fruits, that means it's going to ferment.
See, I've seen this speech before, and I've seen fear-mongering advice they give. Remember that smoking the uterus yoni dupam thing I've done in a previous video on this channel. That's from this page, and here also it's another fear-mongering piece of advice. Now, watermelon in dal, it may cause chemical reactions right away, but your gut, you know what happens when you eat something? Within seconds, minutes, whatever, it reaches your stomach, where there's a strong acid that digests it. So how things behave outside doesn't determine how they behave in your gut. So based on that alone, you can instantly see the fear-mongering advice here. I'll take this with a pinch of salt. Oh, wait. I see another red flag right here. Ayurveda tips. That's one of the hashtags. But yeah, that's a few spot red flags. Okay, another video that I found. I'll share the screen and play the video.
Things I would never ever buy from a supermarket. The first one is packet chivda. I know we all love to munch on it, but if you read the first ingredient itself, it's refined palm oil, which is in a high amount, and that is a potent carcinogen.
Potent carcinogen. Now immediately you can see the red flags. Person in a supermarket showing you ingredients and scaring you about how ingredients are usually carcinogenic, and you can see comments here also that there's no conclusive evidence that palm oil has carcinogenic effects on humans.
The next is packaged noodles. Now trust me guys, your gut cannot deal with it. The amount of maida and all the thickeners that go into it, it ruins your gut microbiome. And the third thing is...
Trust me guys. Let's see who this person is. See, integrative. It says integrative. That is a red flag. Again, see, no criticism of the person. I'm criticizing the idea. Let's look at the person's LinkedIn. Yeah, I found it. Integrative nutritionist and health coach. Wellness studies. See, that's another red flag we spoke about earlier. Again, at the end of the day, let's say one last thing. It's not these red flags that determine the quality or the reliability of the information you get. It's the actual content of the information. It's the actual ideas that they're telling you and how much it is backed by evidence. Those are the things that determine the quality of the information, and these are just red flags that make it likely that the information is not of quality, not of high quality. Yep, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.